jump into one of the quarterly medical board meetings. This one was in November of last year, November of 2024. And the first person you'll hear is Regi Varghese, who is their managing director. And he's talking about a trip he made to the House of Delegates meeting, which is an elite group that is part of the California Medical Association, which is a extremely powerful lobbying organization. So let's just hear what he has to say about that.
Moving on to the last section in my report is a media relations and external communication update. On November 15th, I presented to the California Association of Medical Staff Services at their annual virtual fall conference. And in October 25-27, the board staff were present, 25, 26, and 27, all 3 days. The board staff and myself were present at the CMA's annual House of Delegates meeting, and that we had a booth there, and we were able to meet with a lot of physicians, and we distributed copies of our opioid guidelines to a lot of physicians that come by the booth, and also it helped us to meet physicians and explain our medical consultant and medical expert program, and we had a lot of interest in that regard, and then many actually did sign up, filled out the contract or committed themselves to go online and fill out the contract. So hopefully we'll see some results in that. So, and also Dr. Thorpe was also a great help at that conference.
So there you have it, straight from the horse's mouth. Mr. Varghese and the entire licensing staff partied at the House of Delegates meeting and maybe did some work. But rather than me try to explain the issues involved, I'll let a patient safety advocate, Marianne Hollingsworth, she explains it better than I can. She was a call-in to that meeting, so I'll play her clip here.
Good morning. I'm Marianne Hollingsworth, patient safety advocate. I have a comment for Mr. Douglas Hawks on his report. On page 2 of his materials, Mr. Hawks mentions that the board licensing staff and management attended the California Medical Association's House of Delegates meeting. This was to give information on the licensing process and to answer questions from applicants. To quote Mr. Hawks, this 3-day event was a great success, and the board was informed it would be invited back next year. I can understand the board offering its information for a 2-hour informative speech followed by talkback questions, but to attend the entire 3-day event smacks of collusion. Seriously, the CMA House of Delegates meeting is for 500 hand-picked members. It's not just a job fair for medical students hoping to apply for a license. According to the CMA, the House of Delegates meeting is a time for serious association concerns, possible changes in bylaws, and bills that affect the medical profession. So for the medical board to spend 3 full days being wined and dined and smooshing with the CMA brass seems rather suspect for an agency that is supposed to favor patient safety. I think it's fine for the board to speak at CMA events, to give information, but to linger and appear to party with them crosses the line. Please be more considerate of your purpose to protect the California consumers when you meet with the CMA.
So I agree with just about everything she said. We can maybe forgive or tolerate an organization that's doing well, that's doing its job, maybe having some quasi-junket type events, doing a little bit of work, but having some fun. I mean, I've done it in my career. It's not a horrible thing. You do learn some things, but this is not what they should be doing. If anything, they should be distancing themselves from the CMA because they're essentially owned and operated by the California Medical Association. And they're just, they're such an operational mess, such a disaster, that they should be doing nothing more than working on that. And also, this probably cost quite a bit of money. They sent the entire licensing staff. Ms. Hollingsworth made a good point. There's very few new young doctors, I would suspect, at the House of Delegates meeting. It's an elitist group for, essentially policymakers and lobbyists, medical lobbyists. They shouldn't have even been there. And the excuse was lame. The licensing staff? That doesn't even make any sense. So I think the key takeaway I would want you to take from this, and I might have talked a bit too much about my own personal situation at the start of this video, key takeaway, this organization, especially Mr. Varghese, constantly uses the excuse that they don't have enough money. That's why they can't do their job. That's why they're always telling the state legislature they need more money. Their metrics are just in the toilet and trending in the wrong direction. They're spending more money, and the amount of investigations and the interviews they do, everything else is going down. Everything is going in the wrong direction. They shouldn't have gone to this meeting at all. So the key takeaway, when they are telling the legislature and other people they can't do their job because they don't have enough money, they're either lying or gaslighting, because if anything, they have too much money. No one else is saying that, not even the patient safety advocates, but I'm saying that. The Medical Board of California has way too much money. They're wasting it. They're flushing it down the toilet while they continue to do crap service to the people they are supposed to be helping in this state. Thank you for watching or listening to this video, and thank you for your attention.